All right. So Rebels is not even remotely what I thought it was going to be. I thought this was the somehow or another related to, and it is. It's Brainiac 2. Brainiac 1 is the bad guy in Superman's universe. This guy is actually in our timeline. I thought for sure he was in the future. I thought he was another Colian, whatever they call him. Somewhere or another related to Brainiac 5. But running some kind of police. But this guy's a jerk. He's a total jerk. So hey, welcome to my comic book reviews, where I just review real quickly on what I just read, just to kind of get a feel out there if you understand what's going on, because I've never read a Rebels and I've never read a Legion comic. I collected them at one time trying to get them all, and then I gave up and gave them away, and now I'm trying to get them all again. So yeah, I don't know. This guy, I thought he was a police officer, and I don't know. He sounds more like a bad guy. He's a total jerk. First off, sorry, the paper is glossy, so shiny it is, and there's going to be a lot of glare. But there's a couple rowing on the ocean, and they're actually talking about the second coming, which of course is 7 years after the rapture, which I thought was interesting personally, because I'm going, oh, there's still people of faith on the earth in the year 2009. Huh. And anyway, so that's kind of encouraging, because, you know, in the year 2009, I figure everybody's gone. There's not a remnant of us, especially in a city like, I'm guessing that's New York. I'm just guessing. It talks about planet Earth, and of course, it insults planet Earth and makes it sound like planet Earth is a bad place. 83% of the sentient species in the consider that planet Earth is the #1 threat to the interstellar peace. I'm like, really? Oh, okay, so Earth bad. Look, all I'm saying is, if the second coming happened today, we'd miss it in all the media clutter. Which is true. I always think that if the rapture happens, there's so few of us left on the earth. And honestly, the ones of us that would go are not the religious people. So I always think, would they even know, would they put two and two together? They're going to say it's aliens that took us. I wouldn't blame them. I mean, I really wouldn't. Plus, it's the strong delusion that would make people to believe a lie. That's a cheerful thought. Sorry, Lord. But Idol was on. So, yeah, they're talking about the second coming. I think they're trying to imply that it's the rapture. Who knows? Because people get it mixed up. Of course, if the Messiah shows up at a junkie movie star... Sorry, hold on. Of course, if the Messiah shows up as a junkie movie star or a spoiled heiress, like, which was popular back in the... What was that show about that girl, Paris Hilton or something? Then everybody will, hey, I'm boring you, am I? Billy, I see it. So the ship's gone down, knocks them out of the water. Thankfully, they survive before now. Then he shows up and says, you there, direct me to the nearest restroom. No, he doesn't make an effort to rescue them. Is he supposed to be a police officer? He's supposed to rescue people he just basically almost drowned. So this book is called The Future Is Now, or this episode is called The Future Is Now. And then he does this. Like, I'd start swimming if I were you. No. You can fly, but leave them in the drench right there and about to get killed by that big ship that lands on them. What kind of schmuck is this? He really ticks me off. I know I saw a comic book cover with him and Lobo fighting. I hope Lobo kicks his butt. I really don't like this guy. You guys like him? If you've ever read Rebels or Legion or any of the comic books with real Docs in it, or Dax, or is it real Docs? Because I keep thinking it's real Dax from Star Trek. Let me know. Am I supposed to ever like this guy? Because right now I do not like him. I hope he does get killed. He probably won't, though. And there's a bounty hunter group after him. I ain't gonna read all that. I just wanted to give you the background of why I found the beginning interesting. Hey, it's not a bad comic. It's just that I want his butt kicked. He's flying through the subway, and then he even says something. Really, he's such a schmuck. This is where I turn the tables, even if I have to sacrifice every human in sight. He has no concept of what it means to be a police officer. Well, maybe he does, but I'm a good police officer. Let me put it that way. You're supposed to protect and serve, not, use them to sacrifice. And by the way, sacrifice, that's not sacrifice. That's flat out using people as a human shield. That's when you sacrifice, you give something up of yourself, not give somebody else up. It's crazy. That's anyway. So they start fighting and all this stuff like that, and Supergirl's attention gets caught. She comes down and he's like trying to tell her to stop him. don't go there. You'll get hit, whatever. Just, we need to get out of the city and they'll follow us. So she takes him up, which I don't understand. If he has a flight belt, why does he matter? Says, oh, okay, I remember now why. You can unhand me now, but we're halfway across the Atlantic Ocean and 5,000 miles or 5,000 feet up. But I'm wearing a flight belt. Who are you anyway? Real Docs, commander of Legion, and Bingo was his name. Legion. He's always like very apathetic to people. It's an acronym. It stands for Licensed Extra Governmental Interstellar Operation Network. We're the police force, or we were. I thought the Green Lanterns were the space police. Not in my neighborhood. So let me see. There's this group. There's that group that I started reading and I never got their next issue, so I'm kind of stuck at for now. Those space, what are they called? It's got Troy in it later, you know, from the Wonder Girl Troy. She joins that team. It started off with just a pink guy, and then he started building a team. They're another space police. How many space police do we have? We have Green Lantern, we have Legion, which I thought he was in the future. I thought it was like Legion of Superheroes. And then there's, Black Stars, or no, Star something with the word star in it. I don't know. I read that book a while back, and I haven't gotten past, because I need the next issue, but I might as well just read out of order at this point. I was instructed to have you look at this and say a certain word, and then everything goes to hell. Oh, no, that's not it. That's mad. Self-lamorph, blah, blah. I thought, I was trying to read it backwards. It's like, no, it's not Zatanna's magic doings. But basically, she lights up her eyes and burns a disc. This is really silly. Remember when DVDs and CDs were actually imported? Evidently, they were still imported in 2009. Now, I just bought some DVDs today. I still like them, but I'm just saying, nobody's going to... It just seems like they came and went really quick, like in a blink of an eye. A mnemonic trigger. Oh, what happened? A bio download. You burned a large file in a disk. So he couldn't send his large file back in time. They used her brain to burn... And it's on a disk? And this is probably before Blu-ray, so it just seems kind of trivial. And they go to a PC store where they use a PC to get blueprints that were put in her head whenever she got sent back to the past. Oh, wow. And then the Omega Men are in this. I was like, okay, that ship is stupid, honestly. What if you're over here? You have to go all the way over here to get to the other side. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I would at least fill in the middle because it's such a wide gap of nothingness there. All right, anyway, so yeah, they're in the space fighting, and they're talking about how there's a bunch of robots that are basically killing off people just to keep the law. Ever since Planet Ran got smoked in the Holy War, we've racked up more outstanding warrants than I can count. I figured real Docs, the guy right there, heard we were coming and doubled his garrison, so I ducked out of sight. This reminds me a lot of Farscape too, by the way. That guy looks like somebody from Farscape. That's when the Peacekeepers turned their guns on the locals. When they blew up the city, I knew it wasn't about us. It was way, way bigger. Yeah, somebody let me know what's going on with this. So there's the ship. I recognize that symbol. There's their Omega ship. That guy right there looks like something I had from Mega Blocks back in the, 1990s. Came with this big old ball that you turn into a ship. So down in the Antarctica, do they really have stations with like igloos? It seems kind of stupid. But anyway, so they're down in Antarctica for some reason building the thing. This is kind of crazy. They have to put it on their head, to put it on a disc, to put it in a computer, to print out their thing so they can build this. And then he puts in the disc just to get to this point right here. So he puts in the disc. It just seems silly to put in a disc. It's like we don't even use disc drives. I saw a disc drive today and I thought about it. I was like, nah. So it shoots a beam and it burns into Docs. And Docs, can you hear me? Izzy, call for help and then hide. Go. So it burned into his eyes, but he's a living computer, so I guess it uploaded. Because the next thing you know, well done, Brainiac 2. I was 34% certain that you would ignore my warning and refuse my instructions. Who are you? I can't pronounce it. Queer Docs, better known as Brainiac 5 from, of course, the Legion of Superheroes. That's just when I was like, wait, but he's Brainiac 2. He's Brainiac 5. We're missing a few generations. I am your 31st century descendant. You use Supergirl as a data mule? Unseemly, but necessary. The file was too big to transmit, but it was big. It was small enough to fit on a disc. I don't know. It just makes me feel like, do people really think discs can do everything? They're not that big of a storage unit. I have a little thing like this that holds 5 terabytes. A disc, it would take up a room full of discs if I burned everything onto a disc. Dogs, wake up, dogs, dog. And then so the ship's there and they're about to basically take him in. Remember, we need Docs alive and intact. I would gladly forego the bounty to put his head on a spike. If it's any consolation, what awaits him back on Maltas will be infinitely worse. All right, to be continued. So, Justice Society of America, yeah. Knowing that was a pretty good movie. It was freaky, but yeah, interesting. Star Trek, Choose Your Path. Become the fan. What is this? An online insurance company. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, so if anybody's ever read this before, am I supposed to hate Docs? I feel like I really hate this whatever he is. He's a schmuck so far. But now I'm intrigued. I got issues 2 through 7, I think, and then for some reason it skips to 14. So I'll read another one, but right now I'm going to take a break from it because I'm going to go ahead and read a comic book that Ray the Silencer Man sent me, because I'm just now falling in love with Punisher, that I used to think he was a schmuck himself. But after reading The Punisher 2099, I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I been missing? This is actually good. So I want to go back and see if his idol, I guess you can say, from the 20th century was actually the same kind of thing. Like, he's just doing what the cops should be doing. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd let you know where we're going next. And I don't know if these videos will be back to back or not. Y'all have a great day.